Que paso?
How you doing?
What kicks are those, dude? You keep the tags on it?
Yeah, man, got those off-whites.
So you sell the, do you keep the tags because then when you sell them, then they're already authorized?
No, that's like, so Off-White, when they collab with, well, all their shoes have this like zip tie. It's like his signature, Virgil Abloh's dead now, but like his signature move or whatever.
What made you get into, why the interest for this?
The sneakers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always loved sneakers as a kid. Didn't have a lot of money as a kid, so it was more like wishing you had the sneakers type of thing.
Right.
But, you know, then when I got to where I had a little bit more financial flexibility,
right?
You know, then it became kind of a,
what's the easiest way?
Go left from here, yeah. And then it kind of became a bit of an obsession.
Really?
You know, as shit often does. You know, my kids are into it. My oldest is 13. He's more into it than my 10-year-old, but 10-year-old's into it. They got their own Nike sneakers accounts. They can try to get shoes and sell them and use that money to buy their own stuff.
So they're buying stuff and flipping sneakers.
Yeah.
Like as kids.
Yeah.
That's cool. So he has the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, man. He's done
like if you think about
bunch
that,
of jobs.
Do you get hit? Do people ask you, hey, like, because you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So do people ask like, hey, what did you do? How do you ask you that crap, right? All the time.
All the time.
But like, I remember always kind of selling shit, like buying shit, selling shit. I remember getting like growing up in a junkyard, like I got the coin vending machine when I was 9, and I would put it out. I found it for free in the back of a scrap car, and I would go and buy like candy and put it in and see what sold more, the peanut butter M&Ms or or the hot tamales, you know. You know, like I think you always are kind of. What opportunities do you usually? How do you go about it? What's your process?
For like identifying opportunities.
Yeah.
I think all the best ideas that end up successful are so rarely in the exact shape that you originally thought they would be. You know?
Never are they.
No, and I love entrepreneurship in general. When COVID happened, and our kids got our spring break turned into, you know, from 1 week to 2 weeks to however long, the whole rest of the school year. Yeah. You know, the schools weren't prepared for it, so the amount of work the kids had at home was negligible. And so I told my kids, you know what I'm going to do? I've taught y'all about little business things, but I'm going to take you through an entrepreneur course. I'm going to find a junior entrepreneur course, and I'm going to take you through it. So I start Googling. There's really nothing. There's some that are made for like schools, sort of.
That's what this is.
But they're kind of lame. And
in a way.
I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to create one, not like a formal one I can sell, but I'm going to create a course to teach you what you need to know according to my opinion, right? Right. A couple friends of ours heard about it, and they said, hey, can our kids participate? So it became a Zoom thing, and I had like, by the time I started, I had like 20 kids on Zoom twice a week for like an hour each, right? Yeah. I had a lesson plan, so we had, you know, it was like lessons twice, Mondays and Thursdays. They had homework. It was creating an idea and taking it all the way ready to launch in 4 weeks, 8 sessions, right? And they learned how to do market research. They learned how to ideate. They learned how to do different iterations of their prototypes. They learned,
and this is all for like invention type stuff.
I told them, listen, this is going to sound like I want you to invent something, but if you want to start a lawn mowing business, this is also going to teach you how to do that, right? And I said, you can improve someone else's idea. You can literally just do exactly what they do, but do it better. Maybe your service is better, maybe your price is better, or if you have an idea on how to solve a problem through a product or a service, go for it. Whatever you choose, you don't have to actually launch. Just go through the process so you can learn it. And I say 20 kids, a couple of them still have their businesses going, which is really cool. Yeah. And then,
what's the name of that website?
No, I just created it from scratch. And I had a couple parents say, can you turn this into an actual curriculum and I'll help you launch it? And like, I don't have the time, honestly.
Do you have a degree or no?
Yeah, I have a engineering degree from University of Texas. I've never done engineering, but that speaks to my brain, which is, like you said, you think whatever it is that you don't know, you can learn to do it. Yeah. And that is my brain 100%. I mean, I love like finance side of things. I love like the legal side of everything business. Like I'll nerd out on that all day long. And if I don't know something, like I'm gonna pause my life and figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
like it's solving problems. That's
right. Exactly
and that's the fun part. Like,
yep.
and that's why with passion, I actually don't have like a passion. Like I feel like I have curiosities.
Yep.
And I follow the curiosity until the point where it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense, or it does make sense,
yep.
right? And you're just constantly trying to build a case or build people around you that give you a slight advantage, 52, 53%,
yeah.
so that the house always wins.
Yep.
And then once you know that it's going to happen, then it doesn't really matter what the result is. You can kind of ping pong back and forth.
Yeah, 100%. As we're talking about our kids and them wanting all the drip, and you know, that is an important part of we'll say teenagers, right? A teenager's identity is the clothes they wear and the shoes they wear, and not in a negative materialistic way. It's in they're figuring out their own style, right?
Right.
And a lot of kids don't have, like, they have the passion for it and the love for it, but really just can't afford it. What I decided to do is to create a YouTube channel where we identify, and I have some connections in some of these school districts to help me do it, identify, you know, some students that have a passion for sneakers and streetwear, that are good kids, they're not troublemakers.
So how do they get recommended?
So I'm basically...
Or is it based off a recommendtion, or is it
off
just
a recommendation?
Like, okay.
Yeah, so initially what I'm going to do is I'm identify kids through counselors at high schools, which I've already spoken to several, and then there's a thing called CIS, Communities in Schools, which is a group that's in schools, some schools, that help with, you know, children that have more challenging home situations.
Right.
So and then say, hey, our show's called The Perfect Fit. We identify amazing kids like yourself who appreciate the drip, and we're gonna go out there and put some perfect fits together for you. Right, you're the perfect fit for our channel. Let's go get you the perfect fit. A personality, I'm gonna say flaw, possibly, although I'm always shy about calling myself out, that I recognize is whenever I'm into something new, I like to learn and understand every single part of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the problem is I don't always have the time to do all the things that need to be done.
So here's a mindset shift that I don't know if this is applicable to you at all, but same thing, and I began to feel overwhelmed. This was years ago, right? You feel overwhelmed, and so what I've done is I don't have to know it all right now. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I took away the urgency of time, then it made it, I can only do one thing at a time, so it allowed me to focus on exactly what's in front of me.
Sure, yeah.
And kind of figure that out without this sense of urgency of I got to get over here to this next thing. Because if you're constantly diverting between a million things, you don't really do any of them well.
Yeah,
so you do
100%.
need to focus on something before and follow that curiosity out. Okay, let's you think about that. If that's something you do want to do, let's circle back up and we'll do a little driving meeting and figure that out.
Okay. All right, brother.
Thank you.
Dude.